I am Lil Egypt. I ride a 2016 Can-Am SM5.
Thank you for standing with us.
SM5, 5-speed, sports edition. And I purchased it from Hunter Motorsports last year, February or March of last year, 2021. Yeah. When I first purchased it, it needed, they were already repairing it for a clutch, adding a clutch on it, and possibly something else. My mind kind of escapes me. Did have to have a deal sheet because it just was not in line for them to repair it. The bike had 1,977 miles on it, and it had sat for a long time by the previous owner, and I do believe that is why they wanted to get rid of it, because they didn't have time to ride, or it's just a story that you're always told. But we had to have a deal sheet before they would move it up the line to even repair it for me to purchase it. I mean, for me to get it. So I had to go do that and handle all of that situation, have my money down, and then boom, they put it in for repairs, and I went and got it. I did buy that particular model due to the, it was a lower cost. It was really good for a first bike. And I did like the fact that it was a 5-speed. And being that I had taken the 2-wheel course, I wanted that. But the 5-speed manual, yes. Due to it being a 5-speed manual, I really liked that idea of getting it. And it was, it was a fun ride. It was a good learning experience. But the cost that Hunters had on it, the low mileage, which low mileage is a little scary to me nowadays, but having the low mileage really, it was fun. Now, I wanted to get the warranty basically as a peace of mind with this being my first bike. Just knowing that anything that happened to it that was serious would be covered. You know, I did a little review of it. I'm new to the bikes and warranties and stuff, so it was a lot about it that I probably didn't understand. But Hunter recommended the warranty. That is who they dealt with, so it made me feel a little comfortable. Because Brandon was a great salesperson. He was real helpful with information. So it made me feel real comfortable that, okay, this is who y'all go with. I'll scrape up the money and see what kind of warranty I can get. I purchased a 3-year warranty, around $1,600. And yeah, it took a bite. So, but I still felt comfortable with it, riding the bike. I did notice, yeah, it's a little rougher, but I'm thinking it's because it's a sports bike. It's a 5-speed. Nobody that I was around rode a bike just like mine. Everything was newer. So, of course, the newer technology and stuff will be different than the 5-speed I had. But yeah, it was great. Everything was going good. Warranty is like insurance. It's great until you need it. Aside from my ride home, my first major ride was to Pensacola for a wedding. And it was a nice ride. It was my first time getting on the highway for that long of a period. I felt comfortable riding it. It was fun. It really was fun. And it gave me I wanted to ride more. I wanted to do it more. It was great. My main thing was to just be able to adjust my position. So I put highway pegs on it that I had ordered. The way my bike was, you just couldn't put any old highway pegs on it. So I did have to order something that obviously there was a need for it. So a company decided to make it. So I added those, and it made a huge difference. I did not have them for Pensacola, but I did have them for my next trip, which was to Key West. Yes, I like doing a lot of stuff on my own. You know, if it looks manageable, then I will definitely try it. So putting highway pegs on was, you know, I was not scared to take on that task. So I watched a video of a guy who had used these particular ones, so it was step by step. I didn't have a problem with it. I did have a problem getting one screw into one spot, but obviously somebody else did not have a problem with it. So, but I did get the highway pegs on myself, and it just was no problem. You know, it made me feel even more comfortable working on my own bike. I've seen videos of stuff I know I would not attempt, but you know, for something simple, something, you know, simple as an oil change, I just do not have any fear about tackling it myself. If I would do it on my car, I would do it on my bike as well. So the next major project I did take on was an oil change, and you know, ordered a whole oil change kit for my model of Can-Am from the same company. I got the highway pegs, and which is Le Monster Garage. They are great, but they sent the whole kit, the filter, the ring you need, to switch out, everything, the oil that you'll need to put in it, everything was wonderful. And, you know, everything that was in the kit, we changed the oil. We checked for metals in the oil because, you know, you should do that. You shouldn't have metals in your oil, so you want to pay attention to that when you're changing it. And everything went easy. Bike had no problems. We did the oil change at the recommended time that it should have been done. And yeah, I was very comfortable doing it. It was not a problem at all. I would do it again. Our next long trip after that was the Key West trip. Yeah, riding down to Key West for a few days and riding back from Key West. I mean, it was great. My bike gave me no problems. There were no, you know, leaks or anything. Everything was great. I was comfortable on it. My highway pegs were comfortable, which I liked a lot. Yeah, it just let me have different seating positions. But yeah, as far as the bike ride, it was great. My bike just was not a problem at all. Okay, so, you know, you come back from Key West, we had a bike blessing.
All right, you guys, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification, and personalize it.
At one of our local churches, OBC, you know, we were going to take a ride. I did not take a ride that day. I went home, and the next time I got on my bike, I noticed that it would not go into reverse. You know, that was just foreign to me. I didn't understand why it wouldn't. I put it in neutral and rolled it a little bit and pulled it back in the garage, and it still would not go in reverse. Later that evening, I think I Googled a few things to see what it was. So, you know, the main thing they were saying about the Can-Ams was when it won't go into reverse, it could be the actuator. So, of course, I don't know what an actuator is, but, you know, I can pass that info on to anybody I have look at it. I did have a Power Sports company look at it here. And it cost me, for him to look at it, $200, over $200. And he looked at it and realized it was not the actuator, but it was something possibly in the engine that he just did not have time for, didn't have any upcoming time to look at it or to pull it apart. And so my go back to my warranty, and it states bring it back to the dealership. So I parked it, once I had some free time, a Saturday, took it to the dealership, dropped it off, and I'm thinking it's not going to be that complicated of a process. So, yeah. So we get it in. There's this huge breakdown fee, which I think I was warned about that. I recall being told that there would be a breakdown fee, but I think it threw me off that the warranty decides whether they want to pay that fee. And I'm like, how else are you going to find out what the problem is if you don't break it down? So, but somewhere within everything, we had them break it down. They figured out what the problem is. And it's been a huge back and forth between the warranty people on exactly how they want to pay for it or how much they want to pay for it, which is not. The warranty people are saying it was broken through continued use. Something had already broke, but through continued use, it made something else mess up. I will say, too, the warranty people did also admit that it's something that you would not even know until it broke. So you would continue to ride your bike because nothing is broke. So it amazes me how Riders Advantage decides that they won't pay for something that you wouldn't have known about until it was broke. I'm just not following that. Oh, yeah, the bike definitely rode the same from the day I got it. It rode the same. After a while, you know your vehicle and you know what it does. You know what the sounds are. And there were no particular sounds at all. It was still riding the same. It just would not go in reverse. Yeah. I'm sorry. No leaks. Nothing was leaking because that's always my worst. That's one of my worst fears. So I always check for leaks. Even in my vehicles, if something sounds crazy, first thing I'm looking for is a leak. So nothing was leaking. I did check the oil before we took it back to the dealership, and the oil level was great, which shocks me too because riders are saying that they found metal in the oil. Well, I know when I did an oil change, there was no metal in the oil, so I'm not sure if their so-called continued use caused that, or whatever's in the engine that messed up that a rider would not know about until your bike is not going in reverse. Maybe it happened then or something, but basically having the warranty has been everything but a peace of mind. They just do not want to pay for the repairs. Oh, that's right. Excuse me. My responsibility is a little shy of $6,000. The full repairs are upwards of $10,000 for them to repair the bike. Of course, they don't want to, so they threw $3,000 my way, and is making me responsible for the rest, even though it's something that is in the engine, which is covered under the warranty, the engine parts and stuff. And it's something that a rider would not know about until it happens. So I'm just not understanding. And I also feel like, could this be something that happened prior to my even getting the vehicle? It sat for a while. How hard did the previous owner ride it? It needed a new clutch at 1,977 miles. And I'm saying 1,977 miles. And you're already needing a clutch and possibly something else that was going on. So, if the dealership didn't break it down, they wouldn't have found it either and just passed it on my way. So I don't understand how now I'm responsible for it, even though I scrounged up warranty money, and which is already a headache. But, you get this stuff for peace of mind and to help you in the situations where it's going to, so what? They not going to cover my flat tire. They're not going to, you know, cover if my headlight go out. I understand that. But this is major repairs that I pay you to cover, and basically Riders Advantage just feel like I need to be responsible. Yes, I do feel like Hunter's Power Sports is has some responsibility in it as well. I do feel like they should, you know, this has been a year of riding. I've missed my whole summer of riding, and you know, not that they should care about that or whatever, but as far as the repairs and being that this is something that nobody could have foreseen, yeah, I think you should take some of the cost as well, because you sold it to me.
They sold you the warranty.
You sold me.
Recommended.
You sold me the bike. You sold me the warranty. That was the. I'm sorry, you didn't sell me the warranty. That is the company you recommended to get the warranty from. So I feel like, yeah, Hunter's has some responsibility in this as well. I don't feel like they should get off scot-free. I feel like the warranty and the dealership need to come to some terms about who's going to pay for what, you know, and then I need my bike back. I don't, I'm not trying to say, oh, I got to walk out of this scot-free. I do know that I'll be responsible for something, you know, of course the deductible, and you know, it might be something small in there, but I do not feel like I need to pay for this bike more than twice, you know, and I don't feel like that is good business. I don't feel like it's a good dealing at all. Going through dealing with this, like, it makes me so skeptical to, I don't want to buy used anymore. You know, I don't, I'm real weirded out and skeptical with warranty companies now. You know, like, what's the point of dishing out all this money and they're not even there to help you when you need it? Up until this point, that's all I had looked at was used bikes. And, you know, I had this thing in my mind about low mileage, and, you know, maybe they took care of it. And of course, if it goes to the dealer, I'm buying it from the dealer. I feel real comfortable with that because I feel like they looked it over. They took care of it and got it right to sell. Not that they're purposely selling lemons, but, you know, if you have a customer, a satisfied customer, I feel like you want to keep doing things to make it right, to help make the situation right. And I just really don't feel like anybody is working in my favor. I feel like, you know, they're just going for whatever these people say, but it's not right, and you know it's not right. But I am very, very skeptical and probably won't buy used again. I don't see myself buying used. I mean, I'm still open to it, but it has been a headache, and I'll just do a lot more investigating when it comes to warranties and warranty companies. Whether or not I will buy from Hunters again, that is to be determined. I feel like stuff can happen anywhere you go, but I do feel like this ordeal has just been a big unnecessary runaround. Like I said, I've missed all of 2022 summer, and going back to being on the back of somebody else's bike is just not in the plan. So, you know, fix my bike, get me back on the road. I'll probably do another video once the situation is cleared up, if ever, and decide whether I would buy from Hunters again. But right now, I just feel like, hey, you got me once. I ain't gonna go back for a little bit more.
You recommend anything about that warranty?
Right now, as far as the warranty is concerned, I do not recommend Riders Advantage warranty. It is too much rigmarole going through. It has not been a happy experience. And, you know, even talking to the guy who, I guess he represents the assessors or whatever, Rich Butler, it was his name. Even speaking with him, you know, one of the first things that he called out was the fact that now we're not just making up reasons to not have to pay for it. And I'm like, okay, I didn't even say that. But obviously you've heard that a time or two before. So I don't know if this is common practice for that company, Riders Advantage, but I know I will definitely not be dealing with them anymore. I don't see it happening. It would have to be a huge turnaround for me too. This has been an awful experience, and I mean, just high anxiety. Riding bikes is not a cheap sport, you know, and so when you decide that that's what you want to do to do something for yourself, you know, you starting this new chapter in your life and you find something you want to do, you go into it knowing that this is not a cheap hobby, and then boom, it's like somebody just doubles your load, you know, and just makes it super harder. And I'm sure they're all just doing their job, but they really need to reevaluate what their job is and dealing with customers and just making situations right. I still just haven't really been informed on, besides continued use, what did I do? Like, what did I do, you know, to break it or whatever? I'm still confused on that part, on that aspect. All that's stuck in my head is the fact that no rider would have known what was going on until it happened, which it didn't go in reverse. So I'm kind of baffled on that. Why I'm doing this video is really to bring awareness on doing research on these warranty companies. You know, the excitement of getting a bike can throw you off. So, you know, when they say, hey, here's Riders Advantage, this is who we use, you're ready to sign. You know, you thinking peace of mind. Oh, yeah, I got my warranty. Something serious happens or something happens on the road, I just won't, you know, have a problem dealing with this. But when it comes to Riders Advantage, I don't recommend them. But I do say, as far as any other company, do your research, because I feel like it, you know, maybe some companies are about pleasing the customer. I don't know what Riders Advantage history is as far as that. I'm dealing with my situation, so I still haven't even looked into any other things about them yet. But I do know that my experience is not grand at all. I don't recommend using them, and I say don't rush. Do your research when you're purchasing a bike like that. Just like you go on and search for a vehicle, search for those warranty groups and figure out, you know, who is best for your situation. I think mine was just the eagerness and, you know, the fact that Hunters was so nice, and I know dealerships and salesmen, I know what their job is to, you know, is to get it off the lot. But they just made it such an easy experience. So when they said, hey, this is who I use, I mean, if it said Lucifer's Bikes and Rides, I probably would have jumped on it too, because, you know, my whole experience was so good at that point. And even when I talked to the warranty person the next day, everything was just so good with it. So that's why it wasn't a problem to, let's sign for this warranty, because it covers all this internal stuff. But yeah, Riders Advantage, I won't. I won't be dealing with them, but I do want to get this situation settled and get my bike back and go on some more slappy adventures. Come join us.
On three, slappy adventure. 1, 2, 3. Slappy adventure.